Greetings. Before we officially start the show, I'd like to commend you on what a bold move you've made by choosing to consume this podcast. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be weird? Well, thankfully, the answer to all three of those questions is yes. Anyway, there's probably going to be some choice language at some point, so don't say that I didn't warn you. Enjoy the show.
I wouldn't sell my bike for all the money in the world. Not for $100 billion, million, trillion dollars.
Then you're crazy.
I know you are, but what am I?
You're a nerd.
I know you are, but what am I?
You're an idiot.
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I? Knock it off. Cut it out. Oh, shut up, Pee-wee.
Why don't you make me?
Why don't you make me?
Because I don't make monkeys. I just trade them.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 109, United Airlines can suck my fucking dick. That's pretty much all I've got. We're also talking about the Barbie movie, which is fun, and much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you, episode 109 of the Waffle Box. The original Waffle Box is the people's podcast. You accept no substitutions because it is the best part of Wednesday. Coming to you all the way from the future, home to Super Bowl 60. We do this because we love you. You love us because we do this. Producer Lathan, what's good?
Lathan?
Evening, fellas. I'm doing well, and personally, I'm psyched to hear Kush's review of the Barbie movie. I've killed so much time over the past 7 days reading tweets about this thing. I'm not sure whether it's hilarious or sad that so many men have had their masculinity challenged by the breaking news that a movie about a Barbie doll might be a little bit feminist. Who saw that coming?
Yeah. Or exes.
To be fair, producer Lathan, it's not just men that are upset about this movie. We're going to get a little more into that later, though. But yes, the tweets are phenomenal.
It's incredible. I saw there was. I mean, yeah, we'll get into it once we get to the Barbie section. But yeah, I saw some people like doing like 10-minute video rants about like, really? Okay.
Oh Jesus!
How you want to spend your life?
I've only been looking at Facebook posts and tweets. I tried to watch a couple negative reviews. I was like, oh, this isn't as funny as I thought it would be. It's kind of sad. Again, we'll get into that in the second half.
Anyway, how you been?
Okay. How are you doing?
How you been?
I'm okay, dude. I'm currently on day 7 of a 9-day work week. I spent the first 5 days in Sonoma, California, doing my yearly gig with the NHRA. That's the National Hot Rod Association. Another successful year in the books. If you can survive the heat, easy fucking gig. And I don't know what happened this year compared to last year, but like, I swear to God, Mike Fish, I did like half the work I normally do. I don't know which. We had half the staff, but I did half the work. We still had all the equipment, minus some golf carts. But I was just like, I mean, I don't mind this, but it's a little weird. And then I'm in the middle of a 4-day stint with the San Francisco Giants right now, who are currently challenging to keep second place and hopefully take first place from the Dodgers, but are taking on third place Arizona Diamondbacks. And Monday night was not very good. That's all I'm going to say.
Don't talk about baseball. New York's blowing up. Everyone's going crazy over here. Mets and Yankees are not doing very well. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back after a long stint. Back in my homeland.
Holiday.
Yeah, little holiday. Back to see the old folks.
Did you walk down Abbey Road on your way to Strawberry Fields to see Mrs. Maisel? But I lost on that third bit there. Sorry.
Yeah, Mrs. Maisel. No, I didn't. I just stayed in my little my home hood. Shout out Grays, Essex. But yeah, it was very fun. Just hanging out, seeing the parents again, seeing the old house before they sell it. Seeing the old fellas from back in the day. It was all good until the trip lasted 2 days longer than I had originally planned, which is why United Airlines, as I said in the intro, can suck my fucking dick. Right? Let me go on my little rant, right? All right. So imagine, if you will. So it's Monday. Wait. When was I supposed to fly back? Monday? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. My flight was originally scheduled for Tuesday at 4 p.m., which is a lovely time because due to the distance from my parents' house to the airport, it means I could wake up at a decent hour, like 9:30, do the final checks, get in the car by around about 11:30, get to the airport around 1-ish, do that all good stuff. So I wake up on that Tuesday morning, and for some reason, it's always good to check, see if, maybe flight's delayed or something like that. Open the app, and flight's cancelled. To which I was like, that's... So I didn't get any emails or anything, notifications from United Airlines. I was like, fantastic. Okay. So through the app, thankfully, it tells you, right, we have rebooked you on another flight, which goes out tomorrow at 9 a.m. To which I was like, no fucking thank you. I'm not, because that means I would have to literally leave my house at 4:30 a.m. So I'm not doing that. No. So I kind of went through the app and it said, choose another flight. And it's like, 4 p.m. Boom. 24 hours later, that'll do me. Same flight, same plan. Booked that. I even went to the liberty of phoning United Airlines just to be like, hey, just want to make sure I've done this through the app. Am I secure in my place? And I was like, yep, I'll even assign you a seat right now. Boom, 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 boom. Got you an aisle seat. Happy days. Awesome. Thank you very much. Click. So then I spend another day in England, go to the pub, get very drunk, and wake up the next day, ready to go again. Take 2. Open the app. Cancelled. Again. The flight was cancelled again. No information from United Airlines. Suck my dick. And then the other options were, hey, we can fly you out a little bit later tonight. However, instead of going straight from London to New York, how would you like to spend 6 hours in Houston Airport? No, I'm not doing that at all. Thank you very much. I know. You have to go past New York. It doesn't make any sense. So then I booked the flight again next day, so 6 p.m., which whatever. And then I finally, thankfully, touched down in Newark, New Jersey at 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, when I was supposed to have landed at 7 p.m. Tuesday.
So this is my nightmare right now. I'm getting ready to go to the Netherlands in a few weeks. And 2019, my flight got canceled and delayed by a whole day. I did get there, but fucked up the entire trip. If that happens again, fine. At least I'm at home, and I'll probably just cancel the trip. And I got that cancelable rate, which for some reason is twice as expensive just for the option of canceling. But if I get stuck in the Netherlands, my parents don't live there. And I don't have any friends I can just be a burden to for 24 to 48 hours on. That would be an extra night or two at a hotel that's already kind of pricey. So yeah, I believe I'm on United this year also. So don't fuck me, United. It was KLM in 2019. I don't know what happened there, but
well, a lot of airlines do that because they, I guess, to save their spot, but to make it a bit cheaper, they start merging flights. And so this flight is a United flight in association with British Airways, in association with KLM. It's what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, right.
But as they said in, is it Scary Movie? Or Scream? Whatever. But wait, there's more.
Just add them both.
Okay, perfect. So I get to the airport, right? And so I'm already in I wouldn't say a bad mood, but I'm just because I don't know about you, but when you're at that final day, okay, today is the last day of my trip, you kind of you're in a different mentality, right? Because you're already you're thinking, okay, right, so first thing tomorrow morning, I got to make sure everything's packed, don't make sure I don't forget anything. You kind of you're enjoying it because it's your last day, but also you still got your eye on the next day, which is your flight day. So you kind of okay, I need to make sure. So I had like 3 of them, which is horrible. So I'm already in this weird mood.
Right.
So I get to the airport. Now, my routine when I'm at the airport is get through security, duty free, buy my cigarettes. Then I'll locate my gate. That's where my gate is. Perfect. Where is the nearest bar? And then I'll perch there until I need to go to the gate to get in the flight. That's nice and simple, right? So this time I go to the duty free, and because of England's dumb fucking, they might be elsewhere as well, but they're dumb fucking laws. The cigarettes, there's a man there at the cigarette counter, but there's doors, thick doors that says, "Want to buy cigarettes?" Question mark. And so I say, and I don't know, because I have a brand, but sometimes, airports, you don't know if they carry your brand or whatever. So I said, "Hey, can I get some cigarettes, please?" And he was like, "Yeah, what ones would you want?" And I said, "Oh, what have you got?" And he just turns around and looks at the doors and goes, "That's why the doors are there." I said, "Excuse me?" Because they're not allowed to advertise this. So it's kind of like, so I have to guess what cigarettes you have. And it's kind of like, if I get it wrong, I don't get any cigarettes. Are we playing a game right now? Is this, what the fuck? So I just picked
It's
the
not
most
transparent, is what you're saying. Like you can't see a
No,
clear
it's
display
just-
of Marlboro and Camel.
It's just thick doors that just say basically cigarettes are behind here.
Dick.
So I just picked like the most generic. I was like, do you have Marlboros? And then he slid the door open a little bit, peeked in. By fucking Lord, just give me the fucking cigarettes. And then it gets better. Then I went to the bar. Now this is a kind of like an uptick of my trip. This is because I sat at the airport bar. I drank 3 alcoholic beverages. And then when I was about to leave, the guy behind the bar says, "You had 2 beers, right?" Yes, I had 2 beers. So I only paid for 2. That's so I'm walking to the gate, and beside my gate, the flight to Newark, there is a flight to Boston, right? And I witnessed what might be the most greatest example of, now I don't know what you call it in America. We call them jobs worths, where no matter what, I am following the letter of the job description. I'm following everything. I'm not going to cut any corners. I'm not going to make any, I'm supposed to do this, so I'm going to do this, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
There was literally a flight. I don't know what the fuck was happening on this flight to Boston, but there was literally one person at the gate. One person with his bag and his carry-on. That was it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the woman at the desk is like, "Okay, so we're now boarding the flight to Boston. If you are military or pre-booking, blah, 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 you can now board the plane." And the guy just stood there. And she's waiting, because I'm next gate, so I'm just watching all of this. "Okay, we're now boarding group 1. And he's just still standing there, 3 foot away from this woman.
Mm-hmm.
"Boarding group 2. And it went on. And he was group 4. And she finally went, "Group 4. And he was like, "Thank you." And he's walked on. I was like, that is ridiculous. He's literally the only person there. Let him on the fucking plane.
Yeah, right.
You could speed this whole thing up. Bizarre. Fuck me.
Yeah.
And then I got on the plane.
Oh.
There's more. This
And then
is a fucking experience, right?
This is an odyssey.
So I'm getting on the plane and I'm walking to my chair. Now, obviously, I'm not rich and I don't give a shit about. So even if I was rich, I'm like, I don't want to be on this plane anyway. And so I'm always like the cheapest ticket. I don't give, just give me the fucking cheapest ticket. I don't give a shit. So I'm walking all the way to the back of the plane, right? And then suddenly there is this tiny little old, I don't I don't want to guess her national, but she's like Asian, but not Chinese or anything. You know, like she's either Indian, Pakistani, maybe Sri Lankan. Not, but anyway, timid, small little old lady. And so she says, "Oh, like, could you help me, like, put her hand luggage up into the thing?"
Sure.
I was like, "Oh yeah, of course." So I pick up her bag and I put it in the overhead locker, and it didn't. I guess they have different sizes, so I put it in there and it didn't quite fit. So I turn it sideways. Boop, Bob's your uncle. It's in. But then someone caught me who works on the plane. Was like, no, you can't do that. You have to put it in like one of the other side ones because they're a bit bigger. I was like, oh, okay. So I took it out. I was like, oh, there's nothing. She was like, okay, yeah, if you want to, there's 3 ones back there. And now I'm just holding this. This isn't even my bag. What the fuck? And now I'm like walking around the plane with this bag trying to find a space for it.
Wow.
And then I finally sit down. And this is the final annoyance, right? I sit down. I'm sitting there, right? And I'm in the middle section. There's like the 3 chairs in the middle.
Oh.
And I'm on the aisle seat. And as I'm sitting, because obviously I'm one of the last aboard because I'm one of the poor people. I'm like group 28, I don't know. And so and the 2 seats next to me are empty. So, oh my God. Don't jinx it. Don't think about, oh my God, if those chairs are not taken up, I can like put up the armrests and I could like have a nap and everything. And then last minute, obviously, this couple comes and sits down next to me. Well, whatever. It is what it is. And then they proceed to start having a conversation about the films they want to watch, the movies they want to watch on the plane. And I don't know what this man saw in her, right? Because she is one of those, you ever see like in like, when sometimes some women like try to be cute and they put on that like weird baby voice.
Oh no.
This was her normal voice. So all I could hear, what movie should you watch? I'm going to watch this movie. And then it just went on. And then I was like, please, just pick a fucking movie and watch it and shut the fuck up. And so she goes, I think I'm going to watch I don't know, I can't remember what movie it was, but I'm gonna watch
Not important.
Speed. I don't know. And so then he goes, whoa, really loudly. Oh, I've never seen that movie. What's it about? I was like, oh, don't, please. And so, so this guy and she's explaining the whole fucking synopsis of the movie. I was like, oh, shut the fuck up.
7 hours.
Please shut the fuck up.
Oh my God.
Oh, it just, because it was one, they had those voices where, you know, like, even if I had put my headphones in and I was listening to music, over the music, you can still hear, oh, how loud do you want to be? 8 hours of this shit. But there you go. Then I finally landed and I was happy.
Well, if it makes you feel better, your country's tap water is tainted with cocaine. So everyone's probably a little bit dodgy, if I said that correctly.
The what? Sorry,
the water.
The water.
Yeah, your water supply in the UK is literally tainted with cocaine,
amongst other things, I'm sure. But there you go. Well, I feel 20 pounds lighter with that off my chest.
Right. I'll be sending you a bill for our therapy session at the end of the night.
With that being said, should we finally crack into gear and talk about some news?
Let's go.
Producer Lathan, hit the music.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Speaking of airlines, right? You know when you have, you go on long haul flights. For example, when you go to like the Netherlands and things like that, typically flights offer you complimentary because you spend fucking a lot of money on a flight. But complimentary food, you know, the dinner, they give you dinner and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So one British Airways flight recently had a little bit of an issue. Because apparently, I don't know whether like their food supply cut out or the equipment broke or whatever, so they couldn't on this flight give out food, give out dinner, right?
Huh.
So they thought, what are we in a strict situation? What should we do? What should we do? So passengers on this British Airways flight were, quote, treated to KFC after the airline was unable to provide customers regular in-flight food. So, but
bonus.
this is right. What you think, right now? So, one, I'm already confused with this, right? So, if they knew ahead of the time, because I'm assuming the guy didn't land the plane and go through the drive-through. I'm assuming before they took off, they brought the KFC onto the plane.
Mm-hmm.
So they already knew before it took off that they weren't going to be able to give out the food. Why not? I mean, I guess over just the food is going to be, but hey, there's something wrong with the plane. Switch it out. But I don't know, whatever. But you're thinking, okay, so they've got KFC. This is going to be your in-flight meal. You think, shall we make it look a little bit nice? So we try to pass it off as if this is our little meal that we're giving them? Or what should we literally have the staff walk up and down with buckets under their arm, and they were like handing out napkins, and the passengers had to hold their napkins out whilst they put a bit of chicken in their napkin?
I'm not mad at any of this.
Well, some people were. So this was a 12.5-hour flight from Turks and Caicos back to the UK. And so there's footage online of the British Airways staff with the tongs and the buckets of the, as it puts here in the article, of the fast food delicacy. Okay, sure.
Delicacy is being generous, but still.
Yeah. So no one was happy with the portions. So passenger Andrew Bailey tweeted that British Airways were giving some lucky passengers one piece of chicken. He added, the container with the plane catering wasn't chilled, so it was all thrown away. Okay, so all their food had to be thrown away. So yeah, there's pictures online. Literally, there's this young girl with it wasn't even like a breast or something. It was just literally like she had one chicken wing or drumstick.
Okay.
I hope that fills you up for this 12-hour flight.
You would definitely want more, but I mean, it's better than not having anything. So, but yeah, by the way, that smell just fills up the plane, and it's probably a little offensive for some folks. Like, I'd be loving it, like, oh my god, now I want more KFC. Like that'd be the state of mind I was in. But yeah, and KFC, their portions are kind of small these days. So yeah, that little drumstick is like, might as well be a buffalo wing.
What do vegetarians get? Oh, you get a couple of fries. Enjoy.
Oh, yeah, vegetarians. Those are a thing still.
And some coleslaw, I guess.
Oh, probably.
But this is what would annoy me, right? Because I'm thinking, right, I'm flying 12.5 hours. I'm hungry, and you give me a drumstick. I want, can we have some kind of make right here? Could you maybe give a little bit of credit for my next flight or something? Something I'll be asking for from United. Thank you very much. But British Airways put out this statement and said, quote, our team sprung into action and made sure our customers had something to eat. We apologized to customers that their full meal service was not available, and we had to wing it on this occasion.
Ooh.
We're sorry if we ruffled any feathers. Seriously? Puns? I found that funny because I wasn't on the flight. But if I was on that
because I wasn't there.
Yeah, that would seriously? Fucking puns? Oh,
so stupid.
brave. I mean, it's British Airways. What do you expect? Us Brits, we love the sarcasm. But there you go. So that's that. And then the other news that came out in this past couple of weeks, because is I thought we needed to talk about. is aliens.
Oh.
Aliens have been confirmed, apparently,
really?
to have visited. Have you not seen this?
No.
Wow.
I've steered away from Twitter, aka X.
So, okay. So let me why he was talking to them. But so someone, a former U.S. intelligence official, was asked by Congress or the House Oversight Committee, which covers U.S. national security and foreign affairs, about what the government had. What the government have, right? And so he said at the hearing that, quote, well, someone said, so he prefers to say, rather than aliens, he says non-human, right? And so he was asked if any biological stuff was retrieved when, as he said, that they have like some UFOs that crashed into Earth back in the day, right? And so he was asked, do you have any, was there any biological matter? There we go, that's a word. And he said, there were pilots who piloted the craft. They were found. And he said, biologics came with some of the recoveries. Yeah. He was then asked if they were human or non-human. And he said, non-human, adding, that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge of the program I talked to that are currently still on the program. He said he prefers to use the term non-human rather than alien or extraterrestrial. So, Roswell, confirmed apparently by this guy. The only reason is that it's a former U.S. intelligence, so he doesn't work there anymore. Why does he not work there anymore? Maybe he wants
probably retired.
I don't know. In the video, he didn't look that old.
Okay. I mean, these guys retire at a pretty young age in the military, or at least are allowed to. But anyways, not important.
But what I love is the reaction to this, because this story broke. It might have been like about a week when I just got back. I think it was just before I got back. I got sent this video of him testifying about the non-humans that were found. And social media was ablaze. Oh, aliens have been confirmed. Oh my God, there's been aliens. There's alien bodies on Earth and UFOs. Oh my God, everyone was right. There's aliens. We knew it. There was aliens. Da, 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 da. And then the next day, it was just like, this weather's nice, isn't it? Like, no one gave a shit like the next day. It was hilarious. Like, So yeah, that was a big news. Aliens, but I don't know how, because
I think more people are less surprised about the aliens and have only had their suspicions confirmed that the government has just been lying to them for eons now. So, and then there's like, yeah, we knew already, and we knew you were lying. Oh, nice weather. Oh, look at this.
Yeah. But they're dead, right? So, gives a shit. Unless it's like that.
Maybe
that was it Independence Day?
Mm-hmm.
They had a live one, right? If I remember correctly.
The documentary Independence Day, yes, sir.
Yeah. President Bill Pullman.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that shit up. But yeah, all you need is data from Star Trek to get too close to him, and then they'll start talking to him with their minds, and shit will go south quick. But there you go.
Excellent.
Aliens. I was gonna fashion myself a nice tinfoil hat just in case I don't, but I can be bothered. But yeah, so if the new alien overlords are hearing this, welcome to Earth, and we're your biggest fans. Please don't rip my head off. But there you go. Fun fact. So you look at that. See, I thought that would be more of a big thing, but yeah, just no one seems to really give a shit about aliens. It's quite funny.
I mean, as long as they haven't blown up the Eiffel Tower or the Golden Gate Bridge, who cares?
Yeah. Wait, no, the big spaceships cover over all the landmarks. Like, Independence Day. What a great movie. What a great movie. Although, yeah, do you remember that time when who was it? The Will Smith's wife in the movie when she's in that tunnel?
Yeah, but yep.
And the big explosion is happening, and she just hides in this tiny little
broom
hole.
closet. Yeah.
And apparently that says, okay, I don't know if that would actually happen, but who knows?
Yeah. So, like I said, man, it's a documentary. It happened.
Congrats. And the dog survived, though. That's the main thing. Oh, that's the dog.
Everyone was happy about the dog.
Welcome, aliens, to Earth. Now, let's move on, talk about some people who are achieving things with their lives, and they've got a nice little certificate on the board to prove it. It's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Dumb World Record! This week's Dumb World Record takes us to China, who recently lost 6-1 to England in the Women's World Cup. Suck it, China. But this guy is doing things with his life. This 16-year-old, quote, jump rope expert, broke the Guinness World Record by skipping rope 374 times in 1 minute.
Wow.
That's just over 6 times per second. If my
Six
maths
times a second?
Am I right? So, yes, yeah, so 6 is 300.
Just over 6 times a second.
Jesus Christ.
348 skips per minute? Good Lord! If my wrists moved that fast, my sock supply wouldn't know what hit it.
Gross.
Dirty boy. Dirty boy. So, yeah, this guy at Guinness World Records said that Zhou Shi, Z-H-O-U, I think that's Joe in Chinese. Zhou Qi.
Don't worry about it.
From Yuyao City, Ningbo, broke Japanese jumper, Daisuke Mimura's record of 348 skips in 1 minute, which did for 10 years. Joe, who previously applied for the record but had to start over due to the Guinness World Records guidelines, said his new record isn't even his personal best. See, that's the thing. So we've had this come up before on this show, where Guinness World Records say that doesn't fit our criteria, and so they have to do it again. What? Tell us, what is your criteria for skipping rope? Like, it's a pretty simple thing, right? You take the rope and you revolve it 360 degrees, and you jump over it when it reaches your legs. What nuances am I missing that Guinness World Records says, psh, that's not how we see skipping rope, pal. Start again. I don't get it. Any ideas?
No clue. Yeah, I wish I could expand on this. I got nothing.
Well, there you go. Congratulations, Zhou Qi from Yuyao City, Ningbo. 374 times. Oh my God. Damn. I don't think I could do 374 times in 374 minutes. Like, Jesus Christ. It'd be very like 4 times and then a trip up, and then keep. Can I take a break?
Yours would be very uncoordinated, like. And then like watching a feeble kid having a stroke.
Yeah, and then I end up like, so I end up like 10 feet away from where I started, and then I have to walk back so I don't hit a wall. But there you go. So there you go. Congratulations, 16-year-old, jumping rope, get a real job. Still to come, we're talking about the Barbie movie. We got the feel good segment and much, much more. The usual good gubbins. But we'll be right back after this short break.
They
They had told me it was a completely new kind of maxi.
Introducing a revolution.
They said it was miraculously thin and that it protects better than an ordinary maxi. But nothing prepared me for what they showed me.
Introducing Always Ultra Plus.
It wasn't thin, it was flat, and it was practically nothing. I mean, I didn't think I was brave enough or crazy enough to try this. Well, I did, and on my heaviest day, no less, when I usually wear a thick pad.
Always Ultra Plus works better. It has a new ultra-absorbent core that traps moisture inside the pad. Always Ultra Plus protects when other maxis won't.
I felt nothing except protected.
New Always Ultra Plus with wings.
As far as I'm concerned, everything else is history.
It's now time for the middle of the show quiz.
Hey, welcome back to Waffle Box, episode 109. Still to come. I'm a Barbie girl in a mommy world. This week's movie review and much, much more. But it is the middle of the show, so it's the perfect time, if you ask me, for the middle of the show quiz. As always, I test Kush's knowledge about things of the world. Give him 5 questions, and he must try to get at least 3 out of 5, if not 5 out of 5 for the clean sweep. Kush, this week's middle of the show quiz, we're going back to an old favorite of mine, where we are going to test your knowledge on iconic opening lines from Hollywood movies. So I'm gonna say the quote, and you have to guess which movie it's from. Nice and simple, right?
Seems simple enough.
All right. Nathan, could we get some tense music, please? Thank you very much. Quote number 1. I look good. I mean really good. Hey everyone, come and see how good I look.
Deadpool?
Ooh, I can see where you're going with this. Ooh, it was Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Anchorman, very funny movie, but I've only maybe seen it like twice, 3 times maybe.
I watch it like twice a year, I think. Such a great movie. It's a good movie. It holds up. All right, you're working from behind now. I think this might be the first time in a while that you got the first one wrong. So, enemy territory. Quote number 2. No matter what they say, it's all about money. No matter what they say, it's all about money.
Glenn Ross.
Is that a movie? Did you make that up?
That's a movie, yeah.
Oh. Well, surprisingly, that is incorrect.
Damn.
The correct answer is Pretty Woman. Pretty woman walking down the street. Everyone's favorite movie about a hooker.
Yeah, I haven't seen that since it came out on video, and then even at the age of 11, I laughed because she doesn't kiss men because she might fall in love. I was like, no, because you got dick on your breath, how?
Yeah, that's herpes, bitch. Quote number 3. I'm 36 years old. I love my family. I love baseball. And I'm about to become a farmer. But until I heard the voice, I never done a crazy thing in my whole life.
Oh, thank God. If I don't get this one, I'll be really sad. Field of Dreams?
No way. Field of Dreams. Everyone's favorite movie about dead baseball players. Quote number 4. Now remember, you have to get these last 2, you have to get them. Mm-hmm. She shivers in the wind like the last leaf on a dying tree. She shivers in the wind like the last leaf on a dying tree.
Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's a comic book movie. I'll give you that. Or yeah.
Oh, Sin City.
Hey, assisted.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
Great movie.
That was a
Still
good
watched the sequel. Because I heard the sequel wasn't that great, but I haven't.
No, I slept on it too.
All right, here we go. Quote number 5.
Let's do it.
It's for all the marbles.
Tiebreaker.
Quote: Neighbors heard them screaming at each other, like for 2 hours. It was nothing new. Then they heard the gun go off, both barrels. Crime of passion. Yeah, just look at all the passion on that wall.
It sounds like another detective movie. Not Mulholland Drive. Oh, fuck. It's probably the wrong answer anyways, but it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't figure it out. God damn it. Why do I feel like Kim Basinger's in it?
I don't know.
Mulholland Drive. I don't. God damn it.
You lose.
It was 7, starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
if you brought a black light into my childhood bedroom, the amount of passion you'd find on the wall would blow your mind.
Okay, now.
Jeez,
Got something on the,
you're not even a real person.
You take a cold shower there, buddy. Anyway. Sorry, Kush. Losing effort this week.
I know. The children's orphanage will never be completed now. It's a shame.
Sucks to be them.
Sorry, kids.
That's anyway. It's now time to move on and get rid of some shite from this universe. As one by one we start cleaning things up and sending them down the trapdoor in, funny enough, the segment called the Trapdoor segment. Here's the Trapdoor segment as Kush gets his notebook ready to take notes. How this works, as always, I give Kush 4 different options in a certain category or connected in some way, and then one by one he must decide their fate. And eventually one of them gets sent down the trapdoor, out of existence and out of our lives. This week's trapdoor is themed because it's Wes Craven's birthday today.
Happy birthday, big guy.
August 2nd. Happy birthday. And through doing my research, boy, oh boy, did this man make some shit movies. So, we are going to rid.
That's true, unfortunately.
You're going to rid the world of one of them. So, all of these are Wes Craven movies.
Okay, I'm ready.
You have to get rid of one. And as always, show you working. Our 4 options are Swamp Thing. Option number 2, The Hills Have Eyes. Option number 3, Scream. Or option number 4, Vampire in Brooklyn, starring Eddie Murphy.
I really like that one. This is a tough one. So yeah, man, like we're talking Wes Craven. He's been dead, I think he's nearly about a decade now. When he isn't making something that's revolutionary or just ahead of its time, he is making utter shite. And I've never seen Swamp Thing, but I would argue that none of these movies are shite. I know people have a problem with the Vampire of Brooklyn, but I think that shit was hilarious. Um, so here's what's going on. Scream's not getting sent down the trapdoor again. It started a whole franchise. It was actually not an addendum, but he took an idea, a really good concept for Wes Craven's new Nightmare or Nightmare on Elm Street 7. It was like, what if I applied this to a whole other movie? By the way, when Scream was being made, it was originally called Scary Movie. And then for some reason they just went like, oh, maybe we should just call it Scream. But then because it was still the Weinstein Corporation, because it was still Dimension Films, the Wayne brothers just like, well, Dimension still owns the name Scary Movie, so we will make Scary Movie now. And that's how that came to be. That's your Scream fun fact for the day. But Scream, you're safe. Yeah. Vampire in Brooklyn, like I said, I think it's funny. Eddie Murphy was trying to do this thing where like he didn't want to make a comedy, and he's made plenty of comedies. He wanted to actually do like some drama. He's a fan of horror movies. He's a fan of Wes Craven horror movies. So he thought, like, of course, I'm going to do this movie about a black vampire in Brooklyn with Wes Craven. How awesome is this going to be? And Paramount interfered. And while again, I think it's some funny shit, it didn't hit for everybody else. So, but I'm keeping it because I like the story. I even like the way Eddie Murphy looks, man. Like I even had hair like. It's a whole thing. I should show you.
Oh,
I should show you my Vampire in Brooklyn.
If you're unaware of this movie, just Google image search the poster. Eddie Murphy does look cool. I will say he does look cool as a vampire.
Mm-hmm. Swamp Thing. While I've never seen it before, and you think, well, this is the one you're gonna drop down the tunnel. Nope. It's actually got a young Heather Locklear making her film debut, and she wears literally next to nothing. That's just based on the poster. So Swamp Thing, you're safe, big guy. Keep swamping around, or whatever it is you do. That leads us to The Hills Have Eyes. Again, this is actually not a bad movie, and it's quite horrific. It's quite grotesque, and it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's commentary on nuclear explosions and the wasteland. Yeah, and it's filled with just ugly people doing ugly things, and again, it's quite scary. It's quite horrific. But you know what? We're keeping Heather Locklear, and we're dropping those mutants down the trapdoor. So long, suckers.
Very well, The Hills of Eyes, as through Kush's explanation, that we could almost argue that's a sequel to Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm. A sequel, just like Godzilla. Everyone made that joke.
Godzilla. What did he like? How many movies Godzilla was in? How many of them were any good?
That first one's really good.
The principle, the idea of the movie sounds cool, but then it's kind of like it's really hard to, because you kind of have to make him be the bad guy, and no, I want to make good. But then I remember that movie where he turns out to be the good guy because then he kind of helps them and teams up with them or something. No, I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of? King Kong.
Godzilla has so many goddamn movies where guess what? Mothra is a thing, and Mothra is destroying Tokyo, but then Godzilla shows up because he beats Mothra. He is then the city savior, but guess what? They still destroyed the city again anyway. So don't worry about it. It's Godzilla, like every other franchise, suffered from sequelitis, where the sequels got less and progressively worse. It's just a guy in a rubber suit at some point, and they were just cashing in because it's for children at that point.
What was the reason? Was it Godzilla versus Kong or Kong versus Godzilla? Where
I forget. There's a King Kong versus Godzilla, and then there was Godzilla versus Kong.
I think it's the newest one, yeah. Because then, in the end, it's right at the. It feels like at the last minute they were kind of like, we can't have one of them win. So I think at the last minute they just suddenly decide to team up, and out of nowhere there's this other monster that turns up, and they just team up to beat him up, and it's like, what?
That's Mechagodzilla. No, Mechagodzilla is foreshadowed throughout the whole movie. But that's okay. That's okay.
I wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah, it's all right. I did a review on Godzilla vs. Kong once upon a time, and just real quick out there, like we went from the dark, gritty, edgy 2014 Godzilla where like Fukushima just happened 5 years ago, and this is a commentary on that, to fast forward 5-6 years later to Godzilla vs. Kong. We're gonna get some magical hovercrafts and travel to the center of the universe, or center of the planet, where there's a whole other atmosphere. Like it just got ridiculous and crazy, and that was actually the fun of Godzilla vs. Kong. Is like it just didn't take itself seriously. But yeah, Mechagodzilla is foreshadowed throughout that whole movie. And in pro wrestling terms, they you couldn't let two good guys lose. They had to team up and take on the robot. But anyways,
but I just hate when they do that, because it was in the same vein of was it Freddy versus Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Freddy versus Jason, who's gonna win? King Kong versus Godzilla, who's gonna win? And you sit through the whole movie, and neither of them win. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. And I would actually argue Jason beat Freddy, but whatever.
I mean, he did decapitate him in the end, but and as I've mentioned about 10 times during the span of this podcast lifespan, one of the greatest soundtracks. Oh, Freddy vs. Jason. Oh, if you're into metal music.
Oh, really?
Woo, boy, that was a great
I don't think I ever paid attention to the soundtrack, but okay, neat.
Anyway. All right. Speaking of movies, let's talk about one. In the segment where Kush remove. Try that again.
Cushy.
Cushy. Cushy's tushy. In this segment where Kush reviews a movie, it's Kush's movie review.
Kush's movie review.
Yes, welcome to Kush's movie review. Remember, if you are watching the standalone version of this on the YouTube page, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like, leave a comment what you thought about the movie. Thanks. This week's Kush's movie review is Barbie. A movie about... I normally try to make a funny thing, but I got nothing. It's Barbie. Mm-hmm. It's about Barbie. Barbie.
Mm-hmm. It's so did you, by any chance, have you seen this yet?
Of course not.
Okay, there's no wrong answer here. Okay, don't worry. I too was going to just write this off as a kids movie, a movie for little girls, if you will. It's Barbie. Like what? It was already weird because Barbie already has 20 movies as it is. They're all direct to DVD or streaming or whatever, and they're animated. It's something you would pick up at the toy store just to shut your kid up. But this is a live action film. Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, America Ferrera, Simu Liu, and Will Ferrell providing the comedy relief. This is directed by Greta Gerwig, who also wrote this with her husband Noah Baumbach. It is PG-13 and is just under 2 hours at 1:54.
Sorry, can we just roll back 1 second? Sorry. Can you read out Greta's husband's name again?
Noah Baumbach.
That's a great fucking name.
Okay. Well,
I wish Noah Baumbach.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I got no funny joke about
wrote and directed.
Great sounding name.
Okay. Great. He wrote and directed Marriage Story, which came out in 2019. That's the movie with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, where Adam Driver is just like cussing out Scarlett Johansson and then punches the wall. You're just like, fuck. Like, this is that team, okay? So this starts off like a kid's movie, and we see Barbie's daily routine, and it's Barbie, honestly. And for the first 5 or 10 minutes, you're like, yep, this is a kid's movie. This is what I thought it would be. But then one night at Barbie's party, she just interrupts the dance number. She goes like, anybody ever think about death? And like needle scratch, and just all of a sudden I was like, what the fuck are you just saying? They didn't cuss, but she's like, oh, I was just kidding. Like, anyone ever think about how? Anyway, whatever. this movie is something different. This is a lot different than a kids movie. It's PG-13, but I don't know if I would actually recommend anyone under 13 seeing this. Like maybe a mature 12-year-old, but we explore some real heavy themes in this movie about a girl's doll. What does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a woman? Life, death, alpha, omega. What does it mean? What's the contradiction where a product was designed to inspire a generation and a demographic of children, but also had a toxic effect on them as well? You know, like Barbie can be a housewife and a mother, but she's also a doctor and a lawyer and a president and this and that. Like Barbie is 500 things, but she's also got an unrealistic body type, so that's fucked up girls for like decades. And it's very interesting contrast. At one point we finally have Barbie enter the real world, and she finds out it's complete things are not the same on Earth as they are in Barbie land. It's a very male dominated society. In Barbie land, everything is run by women. Again, the president is a woman. The Supreme Court is all women. The construction workers are all women. Trash collectors are all women. And what are the Kens doing? Hanging out at the beach, just being accessories. They don't really.
Sounds all right to me.
This movie has so many fascinating layers to it. So like, unlike the Super Mario Brothers or even like the Lego movie, the characters in that think they're people. This is their world. There's no world that exists outside of it. When Mario does go to the Mushroom Kingdom, now he's a fish out of water. I was like, wow, but he still thinks he's a person. He doesn't realize he's a video game. The Lego movie, at no point do they realize they're toys. They think they're people. Barbie knows she's a toy. She knows she had a purpose. She knows she's connected to a specific girl, and she knows what the Mattel Corporation is, and that it all comes back to them. And so she goes on a journey to find out what the fuck is going on with these thoughts she's having in her head, and travels all the way to Los Angeles, California to confront Mattel about it. Fascinating stuff, dude. Honestly, like this thing, it goes deeper than a movie about a girl's doll should. By the way, like I said, the Kens are just an accessory. They have no real purpose. We don't even know where the Kens sleep at night. Barbie has her dream house. Ken's not allowed in it. At one point, again, Ryan Gosling, his purpose is he knows he's Barbie's boyfriend. And he's like, hey, Barbie, I was thinking maybe tonight, you know, I could spend the night and, you know, and do stuff. He's like, what kind of stuff? By the way, you know, this is Barbie and Ken. They have no genitalia. So he just knows like we should spend the night, but he's like, I don't know. What are we going to do? I don't know. And she's like, he doesn't even have that as an idea. Like he's just like, I think in hindsight, he's just like, I'm tired of sleeping on the beach at night. Sleep in your warm dream house, Barbie. You know, like he's quite pathetic, but also hilarious at the same time. And by the way, Barbie's sick of his ass, which I also found funny. She's just like, no, you can't stay here. I don't want you to stay here. This is Barbie's dream house. Okay. And guess what? It's girls' night. We're having a sleepover. Fuck off. And he's just like if he had a heart, it would be broken. So he's just like, but he also has to play cool. He's like, yeah, all right. That's no worries. Maybe next time. You know, I got to do something else. And he just like wanders. When they go on their odyssey to Los Angeles, California, Ken tags along against Barbie's wishes. And Ken is very impressed with how the real world is. He's like, oh shit, everything is run by men. What's that? That's a truck. That's awesome. Horses, awesome. He wanders into a gym accidentally and just sees two dudes working out and spotting each other. He's like, doing a great job, bro. Thanks, bro. You're doing a great job, bro. All right, bro. And he's like, this place is amazing. Mike Fish, in certain foreign countries and parts, certain times, not only in the United Kingdom but in the United States, you know, men didn't want women reading because it might give them some strange ideas. Ken goes to a junior high library, checks out 3 books: a book on trucks, a book about war, and a book about horses, brings them back to Barbie Land, and over the course of 3 days, gets the President Barbie to start distributing beers to all the Kens in a bikini. This is the most amazing thing ever. He takes over the entire town. He brings the patriarchy there, turns the whole thing upside down. It's my favorite part of the movie, actually, because he's just like, we're running things now. The Kens are in charge, dude. Okay, like he takes over Barbie's dream house and calls it the Mojo Dojo Casa House.
That's great.
America Ferrera is in it, and she actually plays just a human who is connected to Barbie. Spoiler alert. But they end up traveling back to Barbie Land, seeing all this chaos that the Kens have endured, and they're like, Mojo Dojo Casa House. Like you're saying the same thing 4 times. He was like, but yeah, it sounds awesome though. And they're like, yeah, it does sound kind of awesome. I don't want to spoil everything here, but this was a much better movie than I anticipated it being. It is honestly in the conversation right now. It's in the debate of best movie of the year so far. Ooh. I know we're only into August. This thing, it's out there. It's out there. I absolutely recommend you see it, if not on TV, in a theater. So again, I was going to dismiss this. I wasn't even going to go see it. I was maybe going to try and do the Oppenheimer Barbie double feature, but that's 5 hours, not including trailers. And I was just tired that day. So I was like, whatever, I'll just catch it on Netflix or whatever. And then I started seeing the reactions on Facebook. Okay. Now, there's those insecure men out there and the neckbeards and the misogynists, and those guys were already there. But then I saw a housewife take a toxic reaction to this. We're like, this bitch wrote like a paragraph long, just going like, it's giving little girls the wrong idea and blah 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 blah, and men do so much for us, and and like, I'm gonna make dinner for my husband right now. It's like, if that provides you purpose, okay, that's okay too, but simmer your ass down, bitch. Like, it's not all that. It's the Barbie movie. Calm down. I saw a dude. I saw plenty of dudes do stupid shit. I know a woman. Maybe it's not the right identification for her, but I would have called her a feminist. I would have said this is her movie. This is a movie for her. She's married. She has a son. She loves them both very much. They're both allies, etc., whatever. But her review was fuck Barbie. And that's when I went like, okay, now I need to see what's going on here, because the reviews that are coming in are all positive, but they're not laying down what I just gave you, Mike Fish. They're just saying like, yes, it's just deep and it's poignant and at first I was like, well, what the fuck does any of that mean? This is a fantastic movie. I'm giving it 5 stars. Probably will see it again. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater, but like, dude, it makes you think. It's a lot of fun. There's some really good comedy in it. It's very well directed. Again, I think you can take your child to see this. Like, I have a friend who's a mom. She took her 7-year-old to see it. The little girl loves the costumes. She loves Barbie, Barbie, Barbie. Hey Barbie, hey Barbie, hey Barbie. The sets, everything is aesthetically awesome in this. But she has no idea what the fuck a patriarchy is. Like, she didn't know what was going on the entire time, from what I understood. So I think you can take your kids to see it, but a lot of stuff is going to go over their head. Again, your 12-year-old, your 15-year-old, they're going to have questions. So be prepared for that. Anybody who is thinking about taking little kids to see this. I saw this the first Monday night. The opening weekend had already happened. It had grossed like $200 million or something. I saw it on a Monday night, an 8 p.m. showing. Sold out. The theater told me that they had already sold 3,000 tickets that day.
Damn.
Barbie actually brought in $26 million on a Monday.
Damn.
As we are recording this, she's already grossed worldwide $750 million. This thing is going to eclipse $1 billion probably by next weekend, or I guess this weekend coming up, if this releases on a Friday. It's on pace to beat the Super Mario Brothers movies total box office run, and this thing's gonna have legs. So yeah, man, you have any questions? I'm open to them. Otherwise, yeah, I think your wife will love it. Fantastic film. Very surprised by it.
One thing I did see, someone snuck a little. I guess. Well, actually, I spoke to someone who had watched this movie, and I guess it's not like a big thing, so it's not really like a spoiler. 'Cause it's not a big part of the story. But I was excited that Mr. Cena makes a little pop into this. As a
John Cena's
Mermaid
a
Ken or
merman.
something.
Yeah, he is Merman Ken.
Brilliant.
He's not in it much, but he gets Dua Lipa to bring him some merman beers. It's pretty awesome.
That's actually a thing. There is a beer called Merman.
Okay, I believe that. Sounds like it's out of Coney Island. They do a big mermaid festival there once a year.
Possibly. I'm assuming the name was inspired by Zoolander, but I could be wrong.
Well, probably wrong. Oh, and multiple dance numbers in this. All very, very well done film.
I mean, yeah, no questions from me. Looks interesting. Yeah, the reactions is like when people. Like I said, I saw someone go on like a 10-minute video, but I didn't watch it. But as soon as it's like, Barbie is anti-men.
Like, I'll actually confirm they're not anti-men. They put men on blast, but they also put women on blast too. There's a scene where this angsty little 14-year-old girl is just like, men hate women hate women. You know, no one likes women, and it's just like, you know, like it's. Yeah, women get put on blast, men get put on blast, the corporation gets put on blast. I'm surprised at how much Mattel allowed to.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Mattel's the butt of the joke a bunch of times. You see a lot of Barbie doll figures that you didn't know existed. Like, I think Barbie has a best friend. She's in it for a second, but then there's another Barbie named Midge, whose gimmick was she's pregnant. And they discontinued her very quickly because parents were like, you're encouraging teen pregnancy. Apparently Midge is not a teenager and was married to the best friend of Ken, whose name is Alan, played by Michael Cera, he's just kind of there. He feels neglected and resentful, and he's just like, I'm Alan. Like 50 Kens, just one Alan. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Alan.
What was Barbie's best? For some reason I feel like I know this, but I can't remember. I don't know why I know this, but okay. Barbie and. Oh, man. But yeah, even like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so. But if you are literally thinking about, like, if you're that on edge about, like, I only want to watch movies that make me feel good as a man. What did you think was even if you thought the wrong story, it's a Barbie movie. Did you really think you was gonna walk into a Barbie movie and then walk out going, fuck yeah, men, we're awesome? It's a Barbie movie. It's like going to watch My Little Pony and be like, ooh, they didn't make me feel like my dick's 12 inches long. What the fuck? It's a pony movie. It's My Little Pony. Like,
think. The bronies are a weird group. As you know, I always have a thing about time condensed. I wouldn't cut anything out of this. If we have to, I would significantly reduce Will Ferrell's role. He does a lot of Keystone Cops antics in this, where he's just providing physical humor, and he's funny in it. But it's literally just that pads out the movie longer than it needs to be. I would cut down Will Ferrell's role by a significant amount. But otherwise, yeah, I didn't have a problem with the runtime.
Anything under 2 hours is good in our books. So there you
Not
go.
Always. There's some real long movies that were only 88 minutes.
Well, yeah, I guess. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Dark Tower, I'm looking at you. I think that's all I got. So,
but there you go. Barbie, 5 out of 5. If you're watching this while it's still
no
in
one
theaters,
is more surprised about this
out.
than me.
And if you have a fragile ego, just stay clear. Just go back to your little bro bubble. And be like, I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy.
I sincerely wish people would stop investing the energy in hate watching. Like, you knew you weren't gonna like this movie. Like, why did you waste 2 hours of your own time for that? Honestly, it's dumb.
Well, I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm going to say 98% of the people that are venting online about how disgusting this movie is and blah 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 haven't even seen the fucking movie. I bet.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
They maybe watched clips or read someone else's opinion on it and gone, what? Well, I haven't seen it, so I can't back up that statement, but I'm going to take that as gospel. That's what happens online. That's what happens when you spend too long on Facebook and X. That's not going to stick. I can't do that. It's still Twitter to me, damn it.
You know what that sock cutter did the other day, Mike Fish? So the former Twitter building is in downtown San Francisco. So fine, he owns the company. He switched the brand name. So he scraped Twitter off the side of the building. Fine, I understand that. He then put a giant metallic X on the roof that strobes. So at night, over the weekend, the people who live in the condos across the street were
having
just
a fucking party,
flashed to death all goddamn night. The city had to come in and like issue multiple fines, and they finally tore the fucking thing down Monday evening. And it was just like,
dumbasses.
I tried to give that dude the benefit of the doubt on so many things, but when he finally went like, yeah, Twitter's now going to be X, I was like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you bought Twitter because of the name. No, X is generic. X is mathematically unknown. X is nothing. Okay, Twitter was despite Twitter also having a stupid name, it at least was a thing.
It was a brand name. Everyone knew what Twitter was.
It's a brand. It's its own language. It's a cultural impact. You know, it's the news. Twitter was so many things. Even with the toxic personalities on there, like Twitter was X is nothing.
But now it's going to be weird because like, if you go up to someone, you used to be able to go, oh, hey, you on Twitter? But now if you walk up to someone and go, hey, you on X? It sounds like you're accusing them of doing drugs.
Yeah, right. I don't think anyone calls it X anymore. In fact, I think I don't think they call it Molly anymore either. I think they call it something else. I don't know.
I'm kind of keeping up with these kids and their wacky drugs. You crazy kids. Yeah, anyway, Barbie, 5 out of 5. But let's wrap up.
Another thing about the Barbie movie. No, I'm just kidding. I was just kidding.
Let's wrap up this show. So if you are all upset about the Barbie movie hurting your fragile feelings, hopefully this will turn that frown upside down as we end, as we always do, with this week's feel-good story of the week.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. It's insane. Can I hear it again?
This week's feel-good story comes to us from Texarkana, the big state, the Lone Star State. Yeehaw! Anyway, so the story reads: two very important walks Sherry Shaw James down the aisle at her wedding back in June. What? 2 people walking one person down the aisle? Not at my watch. That ain't by mine. One man. Anyway, sorry. Who, I wonder, were the people that walked her down the aisle? They were her oncologists, Emma Holliday and Van Carlisle Morris. Having them there was, quote, a huge honor, Sherry Shaw James, told the Washington Post. So in February of 2021, aged 70, she was diagnosed with stage 3 squamous cell carcinoma of the rectum.
Oh.
I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. Obviously, I'm sure it's cancer. Fuck cancer. Oof. I mean, no cancer is good cancer, but still. She began treatment at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston. Shout out to Houston, Texas. And quickly grew close to Holiday and Morris. Quote, we became partners in getting through it together. 4 months later, she was declared cancer-free. Whoop, whoop. And when her boyfriend proposed marriage, she said yes. Sure, James wanted her oncologist to play a role in the ceremony because, quote, without them and their hard work, there might not have been a wedding to celebrate. Both immediately agreed to be part of the big day. Quote, we get a lot of hard questions as oncologists, but this was probably the easiest one to answer. Oh. But there you go.
That's nice.
It's like it's feel good on one. Oh, she had cancer in the butt, but she got cancer free. Yay! And also, hey, she was 70 years old. Don't give up. Don't buy those cats yet. There's still a chance for you out there if you are 65 and single. Get out there. Get out there. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Well, that wraps up episode 109 of Waffle Box. Don't forget to follow us on our socials at Waffle Box Pod on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and Threads, and TikTok. I don't know how often I'm going to... Because I forget we have a TikTok, so I don't expect many updates, but we're there. So if that's your bag, fill your boots. Kush Hayes, especially, even though we haven't missed a week, technically we haven't spoke for a couple of weeks now. So what's the good folks of the Syrup Squad got to look forward to over at the Bosnet family?
Not much work has been taking up our time here, so no microdose again this week. Sorry, kids. We'll do better, I promise. But yeah, I am not on X. I mean, the account's still there, but find me on Facebook, Cushford Hayes. Look for this handsome devil.
There we go. And obviously, don't forget, if you want to support the podcast, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets about this podcast. Go to enjoyableBox.com for all the links for how you can enjoy it. If you're so inclined, you want to splash some cash, you can go to wafflemerch.com, get yourself some swag, or go to extrawaffle.com, where you can get bonus episodes eventually and early access to the weekly episodes. I've been Mike Fish. It's good night from me. It's good night from Mr. Hayes. Lathan, do you want to say good night to these fine people?
Good night, everyone. Happy birthday, Wes Craven, and fuck you, Elon Musk. It'll always be Twitter to me.
Absolutely. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.